Move over, G-Witch. This is real Yuri hours. Hello and welcome back to another Moderoid review. Today we're taking a look at Iczer-Robo from Iczer 1. And starting off the review as always with the articulation. Actually first, I do want to point out my camera does not seem to like this green. It's coming out like a real emerald color on the screen, but in person it is like a Crayola crayon secondary green. Like it's the right green. It could maybe lean very slightly more lime than it is, but it's like 99% of the way there. It's good enough. Anyway, the head is on a up and down hinge at the top of the neck, which combined with the ball joint at the base of the neck does let you look really far down and good enough up. You work the back in too, and yeah, it's fine. Slight issue with the shaping because of the haircut that Iczer-Robo has. It's a really long, deep neck, so you don't get much of a rotation there. But that's a problem with the actual design, not the engineering, so I can't really fault them too much. I mean, I guess they could have hollowed out in here a little bit more, but I mean, you could do that with the knife, so yeah, whatever. These back thrusters are on pegs so they can rotate slightly, and also on hinges so they can hinge in and out. Not that they would really get in the way anyway, but it's nice for posing. The arm is attached on with a ball joint, which gets a good enough amount of range. The shoulder pad itself is on a separate hinge from that, and then the arm is also on a separate hinge from that. Feels like the socket should hinge up and down, but that wouldn't really add anything anyway, but it's solid in there, it doesn't really matter. Of course, you get a bicep rotation up here, just a single jointed elbow, but it gets above 90, and honestly, given the design of the arm, I'm not really sure how they would have gotten an extra joint in there anyway. Then the wrist gauntlet and the wrist can rotate. The hands are just on pegs, which you would think would bother me, but given how, like, it wouldn't have actually really made any difference, to be honest. There's not really any room for the hand to move with the gauntlet anyway, so it doesn't matter. As for the waist, torso, let's call it, the joint here, it's a ball joint. It's not supposed to do this, by the way, it's just the pegs holding the socket in to the upper torso is a little loose on mine. Not that it really matters anyway, but not that far back. Pretty nice ab crunch, all things considered. A little bit side to side, bit of rotation. Good enough. The hips are just universal joints, but that's not actually that bad because of how they did this. Since there's no skirt, you can pretty much get the leg fully up, and since there's a rotation kind of tight in the thigh itself, you can just bring the leg pretty far up. It doesn't really affect it at all. There is a double jointed knee, which that went down as far as it'll go, and above 90, which is fine. I mean, you could get a tiny little bit more if you shaved something here or there, just get that little extra. But it doesn't really matter. That kind of just stops it from scratching against itself, and that is more than enough to pretty much pull off any pose you'd want to do with it. The ankles are a front to back hinge in there and a ball joint, though to be honest you pretty much only use the ball joint, so decent enough front to back and a surprisingly good pivot, honestly, considering it's just a ball joint. So overall the articulation is fine. It seems like most of the actual limitations are due to the design of the mech rather than the engineering of the kit. I mean, frankly, given how organic Iczer-Robo is, I'm surprised they did as well as they did. Especially with the Obari design with all these funky curves going on. Now, getting into accessories, let's start off, as always, with the color correction. that there is none. The only paint you'd have to do anyway is on the head, and it's pre-painted. The faces are pre-painted, the hair is on the green runner, but it's pre-painted to be this sort of nice turquoise color that's supposed to be. The orange on the crest on the head is pre-painted, and all the black on the eyes and the crest is pre-painted. The black on the head is part of the joint runner. These bits on the side. This black stripe, pre-painted. Everything else, color separated. The only painting I did on this was just a bit of panel lining in a few spots, like on the chest, the hands, the ankles, and this here. That's it. Everything else is plastic. This is incredible. It kind of makes me wonder why they didn't pre-paint the dark blue on Zabungle, but whatever, it's not a big deal. They absolutely nailed Iczer. Anyway, as for the actual accessories, we're not going to be here very long because there's not really much. You get an option face. You get the one with the power-up green bits that, you know, and you get the default face, and they only show this as an option. All the promotional images uses the powered-up face, and I understand why, because the head looks a lot better with a little bit of extra green there. Otherwise, literally the only accessories are hands. You get the closed fists, which have been on it the whole time, and are a little bit funky in that the gap between the fingers, because of how the hands connect together, is filled in. It's hidden a little bit because of the panel lining, panel lining that I did with a wash, so it's not too obvious, but it does look a little weird. Granted, you have to be looking at them from this angle to really notice it, so it's not that big a deal. Otherwise, you get two sort of relaxed hands. You get a little tiny bit of hollowness on this side of the thumb. Oh, that reminds me, the thumbs on this are a little bit hollowed out too, but you can barely see it, so it doesn't matter. These are really plain. I mean, they're just default, just sort of neutral hands, which is fine. Then you get the two dynamic action hands, as I like to call them, which look real good. These are excellent. I do want to point out, no holding hands, which, granted, Iczer-Robo doesn't hold anything, but it would have been nice. I want to I want to give Iczer-Robo like a big Obari sword or something, you know, it'd be fun, but you do get the clasp hands together, which is actually 3 pieces. You get the sort of this half end of the fingers from this side, and the same thing on the opposite side, and then this thumb, the one that goes under, is a separate piece. And that's so that you can wedge it through the gap to have it close nice, which is good. Means it looks nice. But it was a little bit funky to put it together like that. One thing, though, is, yeah, right there. The nub holding this on fills up like this whole set. You just have to like carve it out. And it's not the prettiest job in the world, but it looks a lot better now. That is like the only bad nub on the entire kit, and I don't know why they put it there. Anyway, to swap the hands, ow, yeah, these are sharp. You just grab it here, wiggle, wiggle, comes right out, wiggle, wiggle. Very, very easy to swap the hands on and off, but they're not loose or anything, it's great. Anyway, you kind of just bring the arms up in front of it, rotate these around. Rotate it here. Yeah, these are a little bit loose, but it's not load-bearing or anything, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it's not floppy, right? Oh, that's why the elbows bend backwards. You can really get in there with that. Yeah, you have to slightly break the elbows to do this. I'm not keeping it in this pose, but it is kind of funny that this might look a little familiar to some Gao Gaigar fans. But it is nice that it's, you know, physically possible to be able to pull off this pose. Maybe the wrist being bulging would have helped that a little bit, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. And as for a quick size comparison, the Iczer-Robo is not enormous, but it's, you know, considerably larger than your average high grade, at least. Honestly, it's around the same size as your average figurized standard. So, to wrap this review up, the Moderoid Iczer-Robo is honestly probably the best you could expect for this design. Trying not to be too biased because Iczer-Robo. The fact that we got this at all is incredible, but no, the kit does a good job. The color correction is pretty much perfect. Like, all you have to do is a little bit of panel lining if you want. The colors of the plastic are good enough that you don't have to paint it. All the seams are hidden either through panel lines or through just being on high points so that they just look like the edge of a part. And interestingly, all the jointing is done with ABS, which means that you don't really have to worry about this thing loosening up too quick, because it's built pretty tough. If you're an Iczer fan, or you just want a model of a mech from a pretty important part of mecha history, then you'd be hard-pressed to go wrong with this one. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe and hit the bell to be alerted for future reviews. Come chill in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter, if that's even still around. And consider supporting me on Patreon so I can keep bringing you videos like this. And, as always, until next time, happy building.